Good afternoon. This is Royletta Romaine. I'm the owner of Healing by the Forkful. I'm a registered dietitian and a licensed dietitian and a certified LEAP therapist from Boston, Mass. LEAP stands for Lifestyle Eating and Performance. I help my clients reduce or stop symptoms of inflammation, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and migraine with food, not medicine. You can find me on Instagram at Healing by the Forkful, or you can email me at healingbytheforkfulrd@gmail.com. My mini podcast is short and to the point. A few times a month, I will be bringing you a new person who has been helped with what I call a personalized anti inflammation blueprint. Please send me an email, or if you have questions or would like to be on the podcast. My hope is to reach and help as many people as I can. So, welcome to Healing by the Forkful. Let's get started. Okay, so I have here Lavanya, a fellow dietitian who works with the LEAP program, and I've asked her to come on and just tell us about some of the patients that she's been seeing and some of the positive outcomes that she's been seeing. So, Lavanya, if you could introduce yourself and then maybe how long you've been working with LEAP patients.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
My name is Lavanya Ketamukala. I have been a registered dietitian for over 17 years. Been a LEAP therapist since 2017-18 kind of time frame. So I do see LEAP clients with skin problems, gut problems, migraines, um, pre-diabetes, diabetes kind of things. It does help quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So let's get to the success stories. What do you have for us? I can't wait to hear.
So I've shared one with you, which is my personal story, and it really did help resume my periods with PCOS and a long-standing history of amenorrhea.
I'm excited about that. So, viewers, you'll be able to see that in another mini podcast. It's going to be live. So.
Yeah, so I'm currently doing something on repeating the LEAP test on myself for my hot flashes and my perimenopausal kind of symptoms. But coming to the client success stories, I have huge success, honestly, with skin problems. Psoriasis, hidradenitis, HS, eczema, vitiligo, huge success there. And my clients have been maintaining a really good diet and taking some good supplements and following the restrictions, the getting off some of those inflammatory foods. And it's been a game changer.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Can you just tell the audience how important it is to actually meet with the dietitian and go through this process? Because some people will just give you a list, but there are just so many nuances for each patient and each list because everybody gets their own individualized list. And sometimes the list of the foods on those lists, you're like, how am I gonna do this? What's going on?
So working with a LEAP therapist is extremely important. Honestly, I don't see anybody who just run the test by themselves. I don't run a test for them and then just give the results in their hand and send them out. I don't do that in my practice. If they want to do, they have to do the complete thing with me. So I do run the test for them. I walk them, handhold them through this whole process. I make sure their symptoms are relieved and they're feeling better because they're putting all the money and effort and my time and my effort. So I don't want, if I have a pre-screening call with them, I ask them all the questions. I tell them what is expected on this program. And if they're willing to take those challenges, then they jump in. Otherwise, I will steer them out because it's not going to work for them.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. You just need the support. even as a dietitian who's been on the program and continuing, I do sometimes reach out for support, like what happened, and it's very important to have a support system behind you. Mm-hmm.
So just to add to that too, so when I'm repeating the leap test on myself now, I spoke with my mentor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to make sure I'm not missing any things in there, and I'm tightening all the loose ends, and I'm not being liberal with myself. I don't want to be
Yeah.
myself. So I spoke to my mentor, and the last time I did this in 2018, at that time too, I talked to my mentor and I got their input. I wanted to make sure if there are any things that have changed that I might have missed, or if there's anything new I need to learn. So it's
Absolutely. Because there's so many quirky things. Like even, I mean, we have the food, but we also have like different medications, toothpaste, lotions. Like there's just so many things that we need to review with our clients to make sure that they're getting the best results that they can give.
Yep.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more. Give us a few more success stories, and then I'll let you on your way.
Yeah. So I had
talk about this for hours.
One client with real bad hidradenitis, HS. Lots of lumps under her underarms. Things were not looking good. She had barely no energy, and she was on antibiotics on and off for 6 to 7 years already. So a lot of times, by the time people come to me, I'm just speaking about myself and my practice, they've already tried a few things.
The last resort, a lot of times.
Absolutely. And this lady was really, I would say, in a very terrible state of health. And she was like ready to do whatever you offer her. So I did the leap test with her. We removed all the inflammatory food. She started eating clean. She lives right here. I've got some good supplements based off our labs. We corrected a few deficiencies, and she's totally fine.
Well, let me ask you this: were there any normal healthy foods that she was eating that she can't eat? For example, I cannot do kale, and I was eating a lot of kale because I actually liked it, and that is a huge trigger. I haven't had kale since October. Was she eating a food that, everybody says it's healthy, but it's not healthy for me?
Absolutely. Like I believe it was watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, as simple watermelon, sunflower seeds, something like that, and she loves that fruit and sunflower seeds. So she was just surprised to see that as simple as this can be causing inflammation in her body, and her dermatologist was so happy when she went back. They were planning to have a big procedure for her, and that they didn't have to do that because things were looking so good. Had another vitiligo client, very young, 13, 14 years, really on the heavy side for weight, and had vitiligo, big patches on his skin, on his shins, on his upper back. And he lost a lot of weight and started eating so clean, young guy, during the pandemic. This was during the pandemic. And his vitiligo just reduced to like really like minuscule kind of a thing on his body. And this fellow lives in Virginia, so he was my brand ambassador in that area. Anybody who who saw him, oh my God, you lost weight, your skin's looking good, how did you do it? And then I didn't have to do any marketing in that area. I have a lot of clients in Virginia now. So,
awesome.
And I have one other client who did that from Georgia. She has lots of skin sensitivity to sun. So anytime she goes out in the sun, she has this burning sensation, skin would turn red, and she had like rosacea kind of thing.
Okay.
And, it's been almost 3 years. She's still eating clean. Her niece is working with me right now.
Good.
So the niece was telling me that her aunt, she bought a bread machine, and she has like a nut milk extracting thing at home. So she is eating everything clean, no dairy and no gluten, and she's baking all this gluten-free breads at home. And I was thinking maybe I'll jump on a call with her and see what she's been baking.
Yeah. Have you
I,
had any? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, so I knew patients, they do okay, but they're just in their own lives again, and I don't really know what is happening with them until unless they're really connected to me.
Hmm.
But since this niece is working with me, she was telling me that I will go to my aunt's home and I'll bake something because she's got a bread machine. And I just asked, how's she doing? And they said, oh, she's doing fabulous, her skin's looking good, she's baking everything at home. And I'm like, oh, that's really good to know. It's been 3 years almost and she's still uh,
Awesome.
yeah.
Do you have any stories about people with migraines or fibromyalgia?
Fibromyalgia, I would say not a whole lot of fibromyalgia, but a lot of times people have this inbuilt with other things.
Right. Right.
But huge success with IBS and Crohn's.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I have really two young kids, 16 and kind of 18 years old, who done the leap diet for Crohn's, and they're doing extremely well. This girl who's 18 is in college and doing really well, and then this young guy will be going to college soon. So parents wanted to do this before they went to
Hmm.
college because they were on medications and things like that. But apart from what the treatment is, I tell them just keep your treatments going, keep everything going. Just make sure you're following a clean diet and eating healthy.
Right.
Um, Migraines, yes. My close friend actually followed this diet and she felt so good. She had real bad, terrible migraines to the point where she has to go to an emergency to get like a shot.
Wow.
And
Wow.
she's feeling a whole lot better. She was just asking me the other day, it's been like 4 years. I think I should repeat it. So yeah. So and to add, pre-diabetes and diabetes in Asian Indian population,
Hmm. Hmm.
sometimes they also come in with like a baggage of acid reflux issues
Yeah.
or um, rheumatoid arthritis, lots of joint pains. And honestly, just following the diet for like 15-20 days or less than a month, and I have them go and draw their labs for their A1C numbers and their cholesterol and everything, and
Uh-huh.
it's been a game changer for them.
Nice.
I
Oh,
have
that's
a guy
awesome.
who came in live when I was doing a webinar, and I asked him, "Can I get a testimonial from you?" And he said, "How about if I come in live?" And I don't know if you want to do that. And he said, I don't have a problem. You helped me. And then at the end, he said, she did not pay me for this, but from next time, to pay for this time. Uh,
Awesome. Yes, it is life changing. It totally is.
yes, yeah,
All right.
certainly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Pleasure.
really appreciate this. Um, Thank you and have a great day.
Thanks. Thank you so much
Lavanya.
for having me.